In this video, we're going to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. So if you have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, you could apply quadratic formula and make sure that a is not equal to 0. Quadratic formula says x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. A is a coefficient of x squared, b is a coefficient of x, and c is a number. And all you got to do is plug it in to the formula to get the value of x. Let's take a look at this example. You got 3x squared plus 4x equals 10. You want to write it as standard form. So 3x squared plus 4x minus 10 equals 0. So your a is 3, your b is 4, your c is negative 10. And we're going to plug it into a quadratic formula. So negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So let's simplify this. You get negative 4 plus or minus square root of. Now be careful with the order of operation. You got to do the exponents first before you multiply. So you get 16. And then you get negative 4 times 3, negative 12. Negative 12 times negative 10, positive 120. All over 6. So you end up getting negative 4 plus or minus radical 136 over 6. Now, radical 136 can be simplified. It's 4 times it's 4 times 34. So 2 could come out, but 34 is 2 times 17. So only 2 comes out, and 34 has to stay inside. And notice, we could still simplify this, because you could take out the 2, then this becomes negative 2 plus or minus radical 34 all over 6. And you could reduce 2 and 6. That becomes negative 2 plus or minus radical 34 over 3. Because 2 over 6 is 1 over 3. So that basically we have two irrational solutions. One of them is negative 2 plus radical 34 over 3. And the other one is negative 2 minus radical 34 over 3. Since we have two irrational which are real, when you graph this, you are going to get two x-intercepts. Okay, now we want to solve this. So again, we want to write it as a standard form. So 4x squared, you get plus 16x plus 16 equals 0. And what we could do here is we could divide everything by 4. You could do that because this is an equation. So when you divide everything by 4, you get x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. So what is our a? A is 1, b is 4, and c is 4. So let's plug it into our quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac xc all over 2a. So what do we get? X equals negative 4 plus or minus. You get 16 minus 16 all over 2. Well, 16 minus 16 is 0. And square root of 0 is 0. So you only have one solution, which is negative 4 over 2, which is negative 2. So that means when you graph this or this, you're only going to have one x-intercept. And also, if you notice this equation, you could have solved it by factoring, and you get the same result. Let's take a look at our next example. We got 5x squared plus 2x equals negative 1. Again, we're going to rewrite this. 5x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. So our A is 5, B is 2, and C is 1. So let's plug it into the quadratic formula. Minus 4 AC all over 2A. So what do we get? We get x equals negative 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 20 all over 10. Be careful again. You want to do the exponent first before you multiply. And also, do not subtract. In other words, don't say 4 minus 4 is 0 and 0 times 5. You don't want to do that. Make sure you follow the order of operation. And you get radical negative 16 over 10. And what is radical negative 16? That's 4i. Okay, now we're going to reduce this. So what you want to do is, you want to factor out the 2. Again, 2 and 10 cancels out. So you get 1 and 5. So you end up getting negative 1 plus or minus 2i all over 5. So you have two complex solutions. One of them is negative 1 plus 2i over 5. And the other one is negative 1 minus 2i over 5. Since you have two complex solutions, that means that you will not have x-intercepts on this graph.